Well, good morning, guys, and welcome to the show, Fernando.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Today, we're going to talk to you about the tools you need to handle things like this, 3D printing. It's here to stay, and a lot of you guys out there are on the fence trying to decide what should I buy. I'm thinking about getting a printer, and I want to use it for my awesome hobby of car audio, or you're a professional, and you're like, I want to use it to make my life easier. So today, we're going to get you guys started down the path of the things that we use daily to build the things that we're doing in the install bay. So stay tuned. So this video is going to be kind of like a list of parts that you're going to need moving forward. We're going to put all this stuff up on DNF Tool Drawer, so if you're looking to add these things to your toolbox, you can easily click on them and it'll take you off to a link to go buy what you need. Everything we're going to show you today is going to help you as you're watching these videos going forward to design and build your own products to make your installation look that much better. Though we love using routers and saws and all of those fun things, they're becoming, well, a little bit obsolete because we have better ways of doing things. In the past, you know, we would make something like this, actually not like this, because there's a lot of things on here you just can't do from a router. We want to get you guys ready for the things that you're gonna need to make your 3D printer, or whatever it is you have, a little more easy to use. The first thing is obviously you're gonna need a dedicated laptop in order to handle these fun things. I'm a Mac user, so most of the stuff that I do involves using it on a Mac. Some of you guys are Windows users. It's okay. You can do everything that you need using a Mac. So if you're a Mac guy and you're like, oh man, I can't do that, you can buy Fusion for this and a ton of other apps. And there's a lot of web-based stuff like Tinkercad that you can do directly from any laptop. It really doesn't matter what you're using. But first up, the most important thing that you're gonna need is a really nice set of calipers. And they don't have to be crazy. And you're gonna want a couple different sizes, because even though my thought was I'm just gonna buy this really nice big set of calipers, you know, they're gigantic. You know, I can measure big things with them like this, and that's great. Working with this on a daily basis and just having this around and trying, it becomes quite cumbersome. You're gonna need them for certain things, but not for everything. So what that leads you to is this, which is a more reasonable set. This is an 8-inch set, but my personal favorites are these, the 4-inch set, because the 4-inch set, a lot of what we're trying to do, like speakers like this, I can easily get to using the smaller calipers, and they just don't get in the way on my workspace. The 8-inch out of all of these is probably the most useful because they're not too big, but they're definitely not the smallest, and you can do a lot more with them. But it is a good idea to have multiple pairs. And the other thing too is make sure you have some backup batteries. Because we work with magnets a lot, these stick to this. And when you're working with a speaker that has a decent sized magnet and you're trying to get in here and figure out the size, it just becomes a pain. So that leads to these guys, which is an 8-inch set of plastic. These are what we're trying to use when we need to do something with a speaker. And you'll notice they also have longer arms. This is fantastic if you're just gonna be doing speakers. So if you're like, Dean, which one should I buy if I'm just gonna buy one because that's in my budget? I would go for the plastic pair, especially if you're gonna be using it around magnets, because when you are trying to measure something like this, this isn't going to get in the way. Number one tool that you need though. Next, you're gonna be building small pieces like this. This is the factory USB and aux out of a Toyota, and most new radios don't have this USB. They have a USB-C. So we want to be able to pop this guy out and put in a new one. In order for it to function, there are these little radiuses right here on these pieces, and well, you can guess, but if you're 3D printing them, well, you gotta wait. That's where this guy comes in. This is a radius tool, and this has a bunch of different in it. Depending on how big the subject is you're working with, you can find the right one. The nice thing about these is they have a positive and a negative side. They're these little tiny teeth like this that have this little cove in it, or on the other side they have little nipple. And how you use it is you come up to the side of the device, or the side of whatever you're trying to figure out, and you just put it into it like this, and then it tells you, oh yeah, this is 1.5. And depending on how you buy these, whether you buy them metric or standard, you can then use that to set your radius inside of your software. software. And when you're done, you end up with the same thing. And so that this will snap right into place or slide right into place and be the right size the first time and not the 6th time. So these make things a little bit easier to create. One of the most popular things that we do is make the speaker cup. So when making a speaker cup like this, you're going to grab your 8-inch and you're going to measure it across. You might measure the inside, and you need all this geometry to do that. Then we're going to show you in a later video how to turn that into multiple different that use this cool XT90 adapter, and this drops into place like so. And now you have a fully removable, and if you've bought an enclosure that already has something like this on it, it easily just swaps it out. And you can put cool logos on it, and we'll tell you how to make the top smooth if you need to. And then if you need something smaller, we'll walk you through the process of doing that. In this case, we needed something that was super deep so that it butted up against the seat, and we didn't want it to have this sticking out and break, so this goes down inside of it, which is really nice. Printing something like this bracket here to turn it into, let's say, something, you know, something like this, or something like this. There's a couple ways to get this geometry into the software. And for that, we have 2 devices. This is called Trace. What Trace is designed to do is you grab a piece of photocopy paper, you set this inside of it like that. It comes with a pen, but you can buy others. Set this on here, and then you simply trace the object. Do the best job you can, and then once that's done, on the back side of the object there's a QR code here that you scan. It launches the app on your phone. Trace. Adjust your phone up and down until it says ready to capture, and then it'll automatically generate an SVG on your phone, and you can import this into your laptop and use that to draw any object that you want. The next thing that we use quite frequently, and I know most of you already have at home, is a scanner. Now this is just a dedicated scanner. It doesn't have a fax machine or anything like that because I didn't want to have all of that, but if you've got a copier at home that has a scanner, simply put your object on top of it like this and scan it, and that will create a picture, which if you've watched our videos, you've seen this before, that you can then import into your CAD software and trace out. In some programs, depending on what it is, it may do the same thing that Trace does by looking at it and give you an outline. Since we're looking at the laptop, let's talk about some free software that you can download right now and start playing with. Now, whatever 3D printer you have is going to have a slicer that they're going to want you to download. We use Bamboo. That means we're going to download Bamboo Studio. Here, we have a ton of different options that we can do. If we open up the software, we can import 2D software and turn it into 3D. There's a ton of different options for creating. We're going to get into that as time goes on. Creating those 2D objects or those 3D objects. One of the new programs that not a lot of people know about is the new Bamboo Suite. This is because they've come out with their laser, and so they've licensed some software to help you create some 2D objects that you can then turn into 3D objects if you need to. If you click the new projects tab, of course they'll give you a nice tutorial that'll explain to you how to use the software, which is really nice, so that you can make projects inside of your 3D printer. If you're like, I don't know, this one doesn't make sense to me, then another free one, which is one of my personal favorites, is Xtool Studio. Xtool makes the lasers that we use, but they also offer free software that anybody can use. We've used it here to design some bracketry, some of our logos. They have tools to allow you to draw simple shapes, such as a circle. And here we've drawn 2 circles, make them both engraves. Then we can select the Boolean tool up top here. We select subtract. And with this, we can help to build shapes that we can then export out to our 3D printer. Then one of the best, if you just like to draw in 3D space, is to go to Tinkercad. You can use their software to design brackets and also lots of fun stuff. Tinkercad is a great resource, and then you can easily export this out to do one of 2 things. You can take it directly into your Bamboo software to print it, or if you're a Fusion or planning on being a Fusion, Tinkercad is made by the company that owns Fusion. This can be edited in Fusion at a later date if you would like. But there's a lot of fantastic videos videos on YouTube that show you lots of neat things that you can do with it. One of my favorite things to do with Tinkercad is this right here, which is create base knobs, and that's done using this really cool revolve tool. You can knock out all kinds of neat objects with this, and a short time later you have a new base knob for your car. So there you have it. There are some tools that are free or reasonably inexpensive, or you already have at your house, that you can use to help you navigate your way forward, designing and making cool pieces for your vehicle to make your installation better. Now stay tuned, we're going to make a whole bunch of videos that are going to walk you through the process. Make sure to comment and let us know what you think and what you'd like to see us help you design. The idea is to make this as simple as possible so that anybody can get started doing this. If you'd like us to do the speaker cup first, possibly the bass knob, which I think is pretty cool and easy enough to do, and we'll move into USBs and of course onto the more complex full speaker brackets. But for right now, that's what we got. Fernando,
On to the next one, guys.
we hope you enjoyed this. We look forward to working with you guys to come up with some really cool stuff. Make sure to head over to DNF Tool Drawer to find links to the tools that we use here, the trace, and that's it. That's all we got. You guys have a great night. See ya.
Bye.